What's up, guys, and welcome to the channel. This is Tyler Tote. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today I got a really fun message for you guys. Look right into my eyes. I'm going to teach you mind control. I'm going to use propaganda today and actually teach you what to be afraid of, what to think, how to make sure you think how I want you to think. And actually, I'm going to break down the news. I'm going to show you how popular networks that you watch every single day use this kind of system to program the way you think, keep you divided, why they do that, how it's profitable, how they tell you exactly what to be afraid of, what to be angry at, why to be so outraged, why you hate your neighbor, why you hate this group of people. Everybody's always under attack. There was a recent Zuby tweet that really sparked my curiosity in this. So I'm going to put the tweet up here. Zuby says, whatever demographic you fall into, there's a narrative that your specific group is under attack. Black, white, men, women, straight, gay, rich, poor, etc. There's a story for each group with evidence if you look for it. Now, he goes on to say this isn't coincidental. This is by design. The more I looked into this, the more I agree with Zuby on every front. This is by design. This is from the elites trying to make those of us down here think a certain way, be outraged a certain way. Well, why is this? Well, if you look at the average member of Congress, the average member that comes in, they're on a $198,000 a year salary. They serve for 10 years and they come out and their net worth is 1,000x. We see this all the time. I see Nancy Pelosi coming in and she beats the stock market every single quarter after quarter, right? Does she have insider knowledge? I don't know. We're not going to look into that. We see on the other side, Mitch McConnell, these people, I've done a video on this before, that they all work together as one. You can't really think of a Democratic Party anymore, a Republican Party. There's the elite party. I'll link that video below. I recommend you check it out and give it a watch. I want to dig in today, and look, guys, I haven't watched the news in over 40 months. We don't have cable. I don't have those apps. I will not allow that poison and that propaganda into my mind. In fact, recently on a podcast I listened to, there was a defector from North Korea that came over and said when she listens to U.S. media, mainstream media, it reminds her of being in North Korea. That's how dangerous this stuff is. I want to be informed. I got to listen to Tucker Carlson. I'm going to get into that with you guys today and show you just with a little bit of research on my end how these people do this, why they do it, how it's you, and why you need to unplug today. And 99.9% of this garbage they put out there is simply not true. Now, look, I already know the reaction most of you guys are going to have, but my group is under attack. Look, I'm a Christian white guy, and look at all these headlines. There's Christian white guys. Males are under attack. They're calling it, all these things, right? There's all this hostility towards it. Or, maybe you're watching. Look, I got kids that fall into every category. If I watch the news right now, I would think police are hunting my son. They're actively going door to door trying to kill him, man. Well, not so much now, but that'll happen again in a couple years when election season comes around. You ever notice that? I could also think that my son is also discriminated against. There's Asian hate. I could also say that my daughter is discriminated against as a white child, right? She's an oppressor and this or that. And if I watch all this crap, I can be convinced everybody is against me. Everybody is against my family. Everybody's against it. When in reality, guys, I go out to the parks. I go out in playlands. Dude, I'm outside 8 hours a day. 99.99% of my interactions, people of all race, color, creed, everything. I get along with everybody, man. If you're kind to people, they're kind back. And this is the game they play. They want to make you think that these people are your problem, that this is your problem. Now, I'm going to take a couple conservative hosts here first, and we'll get into the liberals next. This stuff's pretty fun. What these conservative hosts do constantly is they take the far 1, 2, top 3 craziest percent of liberals or whoever they're trying to convince you is your enemy, immigrants, you fill in the blank, right? These are the people that are your problem. This is why you're not succeeding. This is who you should be outraged at, mad at, upset, nervous, angry, panicked by. Also, stay tuned for this message. We're going to sell you some pharmaceuticals. Now, this is just the wrong way to go about everything. Now, I understand it gets clicks. Look, if I made a video about this that I just wanted to get clicks, all I do every day is find these crazy, I'd pick a side, doesn't even matter if I believe it or not, and I'd find other people on the far extreme of that side. I'd highlight them every day and I'd say, look, these people are your enemy, man. Look, these people that all liberals have X, right? Pink hair, 47 genders, name it, right? Hey, all right people, if I want to go the other way, are Trump-loving, MAGA, hunting down people that don't look like them. They want one race, right? Well, look, there's probably 1 or 2% on each side that actually are like that. They probably both have mental illness. 96% of us are in the middle. We don't really think that. but it gets clicks and it makes you think that this is why you're afraid. So let's just look at a few recent, this is the last couple weeks, Tucker Carlson headlines. Let's check them out. The first one we got, this will lead to poverty and destruction. Of course, against Biden's policies and all that he's doing. This will lead to destruction. The absolute destruction of our country, man. It's inevitable. There's nothing you can do, and it's that side's fault. The next one, trans people all targeting Christians. This is a popular narrative right now, right? You have a couple of unhinged people that go out and do terrible, heinous things. And the next thing you know, it's every single one in that category is now made to be a villain. It's us against them. You'll see this common theme, us against them. I'm a Christian guy. I'll be real honest, I managed a bank for 6.5 years. I knew several clients well, two come to mind really well, that were in the process of transitioning. Lovely people, super nice. You know how I got along with them? I said hi, I was kind to them, and they were kind back. That is 99% of interactions in life, but if you just watch the media, they will convince you every single person in this camp hates you. And so you need to hate them back. It's just not true, and it keeps us divided. So those are a few headlines. And look, I honestly think Tucker Carlson's a pretty funny guy. When I see some clips from him, I think he makes some funny points, and he's pretty funny here and there. But if you're taking this guy's stuff into your head every night, I would challenge you and ask you, do you feel better or worse after this? Would it be better for you to just go out with your family and play and take a walk in your neighborhood? To read your Bible, to listen to a sermon, put on positive music, have a dance party? Would that be better for you or worse for you than putting this garbage into your mind every day? So I've had a little fun with the right. Let's go to the left here real quick. This gets real fun too. If you watch anybody on the left, this Rachel Maddow, I didn't know who a lot of these people were, had to look him up. Keith Olbermann, this guy used to be a Sports Center guy. What happened to him? I don't know. But if you watch this, man, you will just think that every single conservative is a racist, phobic, everything. I mean, that's all they shout all day. It's these MAGA people. It's the insurrections. They're trying to overthrow this. They're all racist, this and that. And look, guys, I'm just going to say, as the dad of a couple kids who don't look like me, this stuff is garbage. And I'm going to call it for what it is. Racism definitely exists. It's definitely a problem. But the same way we have money inflation in life, if we print $5 trillion during a pandemic, guess what? Prices go up. It's inflation. Your dollar's not worth as much. It's the same thing with this bull crap about calling everyone a racist. If you vote Republican, you're a racist. Well, if everybody's a racist, it's the same as inflation. The meaning of that goes down. I've really seen this on the left, and it's really disturbing and troubling. And here's a few examples I can highlight. Here's Representative Hakeem Jeffries. 2016 election was illegitimate. This is when Hillary Clinton lost to Donald Trump, and we saw a lot of people on the left firing off that it was an illegitimate election. 4 years later, election deniers are the biggest problem and threat facing our country. Now look, guys, you can't just use something when it suits you and don't when it doesn't. And you see this all the time. Here's another good example right below. Representative Anna Eskanami. Same thing. She goes in to question the 2016 election, saying, hey, we need to have practices and policies and make sure these things are on the up and up. You cannot talk about the 2020 or your XYZ racist, this, that, this, right? So this is the card a lot of these people play. It goes even further into this though, and this is one of my all-time favorites. We look at Business Insider headline. This is a very liberal-owned paper, media, I'm told. They call it a fascinating cultural transition when Bezos took over the Washington Post. Fascinating cultural transition. Elon Musk takes over Twitter, threatening to, no longer have a liberal control over all these social media companies. Here's the headline. A chilling new threat. Can you not see right there what these people are doing to you? What they're trying to do? Very subtly, very little bit here and there. Some of it's more subtle than not, but it's these constant headlines coming at you like this. These companies do not put out news to inform you. Now, I wasn't alive back then, but I've heard and I've been told this was much better 50, 60 years ago. You'd have one guy come out, Walter Cronkite, and he might just tell you, Jeff Bezos bought this paper. Maybe here's some good things or some bad things. It's up to you to decide. Maybe Elon Musk bought this social media company. Maybe there's some bad things. Maybe there's some good things. Up to you to decide. You would have a guy come in and talk about what the president did, right? And it's, dude, you cannot tell me everyone on the left, I can't even take them serious if they can't find one policy that Donald Trump did that they liked. There's people that say that. Nothing. In fact, there's some hilarious outtakes I've taken where they go on college campuses and they ask kids, hey, what do you think about this policy that President Obama enacted? Be like, oh, I love this. Well, what do you love about it? Oh, I love it. I love it. Did you know Trump enacted that? Oh, that's terrible. I hate it. They just can't snap back. And it's so tribal. And that's where everybody's gotten so tribal. It really reminds me of whatever you look for in life, you're going to find. When I was managing the largest bank in the US, I had an interaction where I took over a branch that was very, very low performing in customer service. So my boss had communicated to me, it's all about customer service. It's what we need to focus on. So I would spend 6-7 hours a day at the door greeting people as they came in. I give them a fist bump. How can we help you? What can we do? Where can I get you to where you need to go? Super friendly guy. I like to talk to everybody. It was a good role for me at the time. This was in the middle of a lot of the George Floyd stuff and a lot of the heated racial tension stuff. So we had an African-American customer walk in. I said, just like I say to every single other customer, hey, what's up, man? Welcome in to the bank I managed, and how you doing? How can I help you today? He immediately tells me he will be suing us and that I'm profiling him because he's black and I think he's going to steal, and goes on this rant. I'll never forget this interaction of like my jaw hitting the floor and thinking, what in the world, man? I just said, what's up? The same I say to every other person. It took me a minute to gather myself. I remember saying, hey man, would you mind just coming into my office? Can we chat for a minute? I let him vent out his frustration. I learned why he had a lot of those negative and poisonous thoughts in his head. And then I said, hey man, would you want to stand out here with me for the next, you can do it for a week straight, man. You'll see that if they're pink, brown, blue, orange, yellow, white, black guy, it doesn't matter. I greet everybody when they come in the door, man, the same way. So we started to talk about this a little bit and maybe made a little headway and said, whatever you look for in life, you're going to find. If you just start to think in your head all day, red car, red car, red car, you're going to notice a lot more freaking red cars. If you start to put these things in your head all day about division, anger, rage, fear, the other team, tribalism, my team, conservatives have all the answers, we got to do this. Liberals have all the answers, we got to beat them at this. That's how you're going to see the world. Division, anxiety, fear. One of the wisest guys I've ever talked to, Zach Hommel, I love this guy a lot, talked about him on the channel, recently had a tweet that said, you can either fear God or you can fear everything else. I'm going to choose God. That's where I fall in a lot of this stuff. Look, I'm not saying turn a blind eye and never watch news, any of this stuff. That might not work for you. You might be a person who wants to be informed. I'll argue and say you're not really informed, you're sold to. But I just urge you today to be careful. Look at this thing for what it is. They are dividing us left and right. Everyone you talk to says we've never been more divided. And why is that? Look at these headlines. Look at the way they report the news propaganda. Look at people coming over from North Korea telling us, dude, the state-run media is propaganda. It's not news. There's a reason people are fleeing this stuff. I urge you today to take a hard look. If you do watch the news, I will challenge you to take out a pen and paper immediately after and write your feelings. Write how that made you feel. I will guarantee you it is not joyful, peaceful, happy, harmonious. You're full of anxiety and fear and all these things. Let's take a break. We got to sell you some more pharmaceuticals. That's the reason why. You guys have to start to see this. So I'm urging you guys today to take a hard look at the things you consume. I deleted Fox News. I deleted CNBC. I deleted MSNBC, CNN, all these things off my phone several years ago, and I've never had more peace in my life. In fact, I joked with my wife, just doing a little research for this stressed me out for an afternoon. I'm like, I cannot believe people are reading this stuff all day. It's no wonder we're the highest medicated country in the world. It's no wonder people are feeling stressed. It's no wonder people are feeling so much anxiety. Unplug from this stuff, guys. It is not for you. It is not made to inform you. It's made to sell to you, divide you, and make you think a certain way. So I know this has been a lot to digest. I know part of you is probably thinking, you know what? Well, he doesn't get it. It's my team is under attack. Zoom out a little bit. Look at the bigger picture. Go look at the other side. Read what they're saying. It is so funny to see they use the same playbook to ensnare everybody in. And I just hope we can all break free. Because guys, every time I go out and interact with real humans off of social media, offline, people are pleasant, man. You go out and be a pleasant person, be kind, smile at people, hold doors, be friendly. 99% will do it right back to you. So that's my hope for today. Go be kind to yourself, unplug from this propaganda, and let's go change the world, baby. Have the greatest day.